Real men don't beg or over communicate. He told you what he wanted and what he needed, and you did not give it. So you already lost. He's not going to keep repeating himself or try to convince you. If the energy doesn't match, he will just move on. There will be no arguing. There will be no extra talking. It will just be distant.
Yeah, I'm single. That means we can go on a date. That means we can kick it. You can come to my house. We can go out together in public. You ain't got to worry about nobody talking about none of that old. But why all y'all women that come at me from a whole nother state? Where the DF Metroplex beautiful women at, man? Where y'all at? We trying to go turn up, man. Where y'all at? Cause y'all shall be getting at it. I'll be from a whole nother state. I'm like, damn, where y'all at, man? What's up?
Growth-minded men are the easiest to manipulate in relationships, and here's why. Because you're always willing to look at yourself, and that is powerful until a woman uses it against you. So when you say, maybe I'm the problem, that is a sign of maturity, but it also becomes a trap when you're taking 100% of responsibility for her behavior as well. So there's a difference between accountability and self-abandonment. So this is for the men who have done the work, but still feel like they're losing.
My boyfriend and I have been living together for 1.5 years now, and he's moving out next week. We're not.
You know, I was gonna call it all types of silly and ridiculous and delusional, but my friend pointed out that she's being extremely positive and is possibly in a loving relationship where she doesn't have any reason to doubt her man. So if she likes it, I love it.
And modern women are sitting up here asking why men don't want to communicate. They don't want to, oh, you don't want to show me love. You don't want to do X, Y, and Z. It's because you was trying to shame him. You was trying to insult him. You was trying to guilt trip him into doing exactly what you wanted, when you wanted, how you wanted. That's not the way it works.
Always remember, men deserve nothing and women don't owe men anything. I could never get married because I can't imagine having a bad day and then having to go home to a man.
When women say, I hate all men, I don't ever correct her.
I don't know what it is about men, but I don't like them. I really don't like them.
When y'all be in my comments saying you don't like men, no, I don't. And if you find yourself liking a man, you need to fill in that space. Go back to school or start a business.
I am a perspective person and I put my feet in other people's shoes. I understand where they're coming from. Have I felt like that at a point in my life? Yes. They're not just saying that for decoration.
I don't think a lot of people know this word exists. Misandry is hatred of, contempt for, or prejudice against men or boys.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
In this video, I'm going to break down why you cannot approach an attractive girl. Let's just say you're in a nightclub or a bar. You see a girl that you deem as a 5, average looking, then you see her. Now, obviously, you would like to pull up on the more attractive girl, but you end up pulling up on the 5 or the 6. Why? Number 1, all of your insecurities you're going to put onto this girl. For example, oh, I'd approach her, but like, she probably likes guys taller. Well, I would approach her, but she probably likes guys more financially stable. What if this girl's ex was 5'6"? What if this girl's ex was actually unemployed? Therefore, you have every advantage over the last guy she dated. Another reason why you cannot approach attractive women is because you think they're better than you. Oh yes, we're getting deep today. The reason why you can't approach girls like this is because you think that they are better than you, which is why you pedestalize them. And when you pedestalize them, you think you have to be more, be richer, be stronger, be better looking to have them. I can almost promise you this. Anybody that you pedestalize, you probably won't be able to get them. In conclusion, if you are able to not project your insecurities on women, you'll be able to approach them better. And number 2, if you think an attractive girl is better than you and you have to be stronger, better looking, more rich to have her, you won't. If you're a guy out there and your dating life is not where you want it to be, you're not on dates with girls you find attractive, you can't approach women, and you want to fix that, I want to help you. There's a video in my bio. Go check it out.
You know, a lot of these modern women are giving men ultimatums and expecting them to fold. But men are saying, okay, all right, well, I'm not about to negotiate with a terrorist. I'm not about to plead. I'm just going to accept it. That's the way it is. I'm not going to beg you. You can leave. If that's what you want to do, you can leave.
There's an interesting statistic. White guys view black women differently than black guys. And these statistics don't lie. Interracial divorce rates. This is pretty interesting. A black man and a white woman are 200% more likely to be divorced. An Asian man and a white woman are 59% more likely to be divorced. An Asian woman and a white man are 4% more likely to be divorced. But this is the crown of the study. A white man and a black woman are 44% less likely to get divorced. Pretty interesting, isn't it? My sister.
Like horse.
Horse? Horse?
Horse.
I found my wife.
You know, I just saw a video of a military vet talking about how when they were stationed in Japan, so many guys were coming home with wives. And he was already married to someone back in the States, and he was asking the guys, like, what is the deal with this? And their answer was that these women were so ecstatic to be with them. They were so happy to be with them. Just to be their wives and to be the mother of their children was all that they asked from them. Could go work their normal jobs and have a normal average income and do the normal things that a man does, and they were satisfied. And not only were they satisfied, they were in love and happy. And a lot of women might not like this, right? But the reality is feminism has ruined our culture and caused women to be hardened, to be more masculine than ever. And listen, it's caused a feminization of men as well in the process. And in the end, it is our responsibility. Like, it is our fault that that all happened. Weak men in leadership allowed our culture to become what it is right now. But this whole passport bro thing is starting to make a lot of sense to guys.
A lot of these modern women, you want a man to protect and provide. You want a man to fight for you, to fight for the relationship. But you guys are really difficult to be around. With the way that you act, you're asking a man to sit up there and put up with you and your silly attitude for 30, 40, 50 plus years. Who in their right mind would do that?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, I got a question for you. I just left our daughter's house, your daughter's house, and you know she's graduating, and she was telling me that she wanted, I guess her biological father just came back into her life or whatever the case after 17 years, and she wanted him to come to the graduation. But in order for that to happen, I have to give up my ticket. And she told me that you knew something about this.
Yeah, I didn't know something about it.
And
Is that a problem?
And you don't think it's a problem? Like after 17 years? Like you don't think that's a problem?
No, I don't think it's a problem at all. Because if she want her daddy back in her life, put her daddy back in her life.
So you want me, so after 17 years, this dude come around, look, he can be there. But y'all want me to give up my ticket to let him come. Don't I paid for that entire graduation? I got her first trip.
Okay, and we appreciate everything that you did.
I would argue that it was very much not appreciated, as evidenced by this phone call. I mean, I can somewhat understand the conflict in the daughter herself's mind as far as who she would want at her graduation. But for the mother who lived it, who saw it day to day, who was actually there for her daughter, wow, how are you going to let that replacement happen just like that after 17 years? Because that stepfather, he's the one that did all of the hard work. All of those 17 years raising someone is the hard work. And he's not even saying to cut out the biological father. Like, there can absolutely be a place in her life for him. But at the actual significant celebration of somebody growing into adulthood, which is high school graduation, you as her mom, knowing that her stepfather pretty much stepped in as the fatherly role for 17 years, you're going to support him giving away his ticket? Wow. I mean, you are the one person out of anyone that should be on his side. This is exactly why so many men have a very real fear of stepping into a role like this. For those of them that decide to still do it, they step into that role, it should absolutely be supported by the mother, because the opposite is just really messed up.
I have a lot of these singles events that are full of women. Men absolutely checked out. That empty room, well, it's a room full of women, but you know, that room that's empty with like no men there, that's a sign. That's a sign. I'm not coming. I won't be here. That's not an accident.
I'm Amanda. I do.
When it comes to doing, what would you say is the biggest challenge when dating?
Every man thinking you're a like I pop my for everybody, but I don't. Okay. Only the ones that pay though.
Would any men like to do the emotional labor of educating James here on how I could personally enjoy a more traditional relationship structure as a more feminine energy seeking more masculine energy, and still be a feminist? That would be awesome.
A lot of modern women don't realize that men are opting out of this type of stuff. This type of, you hear it, and men will be like, oh man, well, let me try. And this is what women say, oh, well, a man don't yearn. What they really mean is a man is not trying to force the issue. He's not giving me any sort of, I rejected him, but I wanted the game to go on a little bit more. And a lot of men are stopping that and saying, I'll go do something else.
When people are asking where are all the single good women out there, they're in their home, of course. You're never gonna find us because we're at home hiding. Duh. Do you think you're gonna find us in bars? No. Do you think you're gonna find us in clubs? No. We're at home, watching TV, reading a book. Maybe we're probably a little bit of a homebody or just traveling the world. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought us texting every day meant that you were interested. My bad. Like good morning texts, texting all day, checking in, and then it's all of a sudden, I'm just not looking for anything serious right now. I'm sorry, what exactly did you think we were doing? Anyways, y'all, I hope the next girl or guy that you talk to or meet is obsessed with you, because I guess that's the only way to tell now.
Bring back the days of hitting on women, please. I just came back from a high rocks class, and girl, I do so much. I put myself out there, but you guys are either not in that space, or even if they are like so closed off. I mean, I even dress cute. Like, look at my outfit. Look at it. Look at the back of this. It's so cute. I'm dressing up cute, and guys are just like lazy or just zoned out, or I don't know, or taken, I guess. Look at that butt. I'm putting myself through high rocks. Like, come on. What do you want me to do? I'm not going on the dating apps. Have you seen the guys on dating apps? I'm not putting this on the dating app. So God help me, and that's the end of this video.
Guy does this when he's trying to ask for my number or ask me out on a date. It's an immediate no. Women can tell instantly when you're doing this. It's when a guy approaches you and you know that he's interested in you. There's one key part of it that makes or breaks it. Is he talking to me just to wait for a pause to ask for my number or ask me on a date? Or is he actually talking to me and paying attention to my answers? If you come up to me and pretend that you want to start a conversation with me, but after my first answer, you just ask for my phone number, it's going to be a no. Make sure if you're approaching her with a compliment or a question, it's actually sincere.
These modern women will ask about your net worth before they ask about your values. They're not going to check and see if you have integrity. They're going to check and see how much money is in the bank. And most men say, oh, you date me for, you want an ATM. Okay. Check, please.
Okay, this one's for the ladies. I think I've cracked the code. I think I know where all the single men are. They told us to go to Home Depot. They told us to go to Lowe's. Strike out, strike out. Here's where they are. That's right. It was first day of school today, and my daughter wanted to go there for dinner. And I roll in, I saw about 5 single dads there taking their kids. So this is where it's at. Go and get some chicken. Can't say that I blame them.
No, it's weird to expect someone to be obsessed with you. It's not healthy. Not only that, but a lot of men have realized that relationships aren't reciprocal. That it's not worth it. That you're not entitled to a man's attention just because you're a woman. Also, it's incredibly entitled to expect someone to just be obsessed with you. And those men typically end up in the friend zone anyways, because you're attracted to the man that doesn't prioritize you, that probably talks rudely to you, that isn't there for you. A lot of good men have seen that and they've caught on where it's like, okay, me being myself and being kind and loving and understanding won't get me very far. And they've noted that.
All right, I don't know how I got here, but I am now on the princess treatment side of TikTok, where all these men are saying, like, your girl shouldn't work at all, she should never have to pay a bill, there's no such thing as 50-50, and I treat my woman with gifts every day and pay all of her bills. The only thing she should have to worry about is looking pretty, getting her nails done. And where are these men? Because they don't exist where I live, and where do I sign up? I need one of those men, because that is literally what I deserve in life. So if anybody knows where to find these men, leave it in the comments, because I need to know.
A lot of these men don't yearn anymore because modern women are exploiting them. Anything that a man gives, any feelings that a man puts out, you don't respect it. Like I said, you exploit it. And men see, oh, she don't know how to handle my feelings. She don't know how to be a genuine, decent person. She takes my feelings and turns them back on me and disrespects me. I don't have time for that.
You know what people don't tell you about good men? Yeah. The thing about good men that a lot of women don't realize is that they tend to overthink. And that's usually misunderstood as insecurity, when in reality it comes from how deeply they care. Someone who overthinks is usually someone who overloves, someone who replays conversations in their head, wonders if they said the wrong thing, worries about how you're feeling, not because they're weak, but because your emotions actually matter to them. And that's exactly why playing games with a man like this is the fastest way to lose him. When you go silent, send mixed signals, or test him emotionally, it doesn't make him chase harder or value you more. It just creates confusion in his mind. And once a good man starts feeling unsure of where he stands with you, he doesn't fight for chaos. He doesn't argue or beg for clarity. He slowly pulls back to protect his peace. And by the time you realize what you lost, he's already gone.
You need to change your mindset as a man. When you hear no, you need to translate it to next. The biggest challenges that men face today is that they're afraid of rejection. So what happens is that because they're afraid of being rejected, they just don't approach that many women. When you hear no and when you face rejection as a man, you simply just need to tell yourself that you're at the wrong place. If this woman tells you no, it means next. If this woman is not right for you, maybe she's not compliant, like my previous points. Maybe she's not compliant. Maybe she can't follow your dreams. Maybe she's not as motivational enough as you want. Maybe she just stops respecting you. It's time to hop on to the next. I'm going to keep it real with you. As a man, you can't just have one option. That's stupid. Ask any smart investment manager at any bank or any investment firm. One woman is just not enough. I'm going to sound really toxic by saying this, but it just does not make sense.
I just saw a video of a girl saying something along the lines of her boyfriend worked like 12, 13 hours, said he was too tired to like stop and pick up food on the way home. Been there, done that. And so she was like, I'm cooking him and taking him dinner. The very first comment when I opened up that comment section, and what does he do for you, sis? Okay. I'm going to talk in a very broad sense. In this generation, it's all about me, me, me. I. What do I get? What do I want? Since when did it leave everybody's brain that a relationship was supposed to be a partnership? When did that leave? Common sense has left the building. And everybody, me. What does he do for me? What does she do for me? What do I get out of this? What am I going to get? I'm not going to be in a relationship until I get everything that I need.
You know what? I might got my own money, but I'm sick of taking care of my damn self. I need a real man to step to the front line and take over. Hold up down. The you talking about? And they always come up, ooh, the things I would do for you if we was together trying to sweet talk me. Do it now. What's holding you back? Because the bills due now, not later. So send the funds. And then we could discuss an arrangement and a potential relationship between you and I. Don't try to get some poo-nanny from me and then run off into the sunset with another with an empty coin purse. I don't get down like that. I need the proof of funds. Just like the bank when you're trying to get a loan. I need the proof. Now send me that now, Daddy.
I really need somebody to help me understand, why are there so many amazing, amazing single women out there that want to be with somebody? And these dudes, so many of these dudes will not step up to the plate. Like, what is happening? Why are the men so all about hanging out with the bros and doing stuff with the bros? My bros, my bros, my bros, my bros, my bros. Like, why don't you want to marry me? Like, I'm amazing. I would still let you hang out with your bros. Like, what is happening? Why are there so many amazing single women? And don't tell me it's the women. It's like they are willing to commit. They do commit to other things. They take care of themselves. They're ready to get married. They want to get married. They are beautiful on the inside and on the outside. There are a lot of God-fearing women that are single. I'm just so confused. Like, I just genuinely don't understand why men don't pursue women anymore. It's just such a small amount of people that actually do it.
I love how women talk about how they mess things up with a good guy simply because he made one mistake, or even she broke up with him for literally no reason. Yes, women do that. I hear about it. And then as they're dating other guys, they realize that he invested way more in her that other guys have not. So she's realizing that he was a genuinely good man. He put in so much for her, and she realizes it, but she's too stubborn to go back to him. This could be for many reasons, but at the end of the day, she regrets losing him. So instead of coming back to him, she's going to numb her pain by getting with multiple guys, and when that doesn't work, guess what she finally does? If you guys would like personal advice, it'll be in my bio.
Truth. A lot of y'all wouldn't even have no kids if you could only get pregnant if the man that you wanted would marry you. Let me break it down slow for some of y'all. If the only way you could get pregnant was that the man that you wanted, the man you actually want, would have to marry you first, a lot of y'all would not be mothers. You know why? Because a lot of the men that y'all dealt with didn't want you in that way. They only wanted to have you, and you just so happened to get pregnant, and because it was your body, your choice, you got to keep it. But you don't get to dictate marriage. You can dictate keeping that baby, but you can't dictate getting the man that you actually want to marry you. You cannot force him to do that. Either he wants to or he don't. And most of the time, they don't. And they finesse you into not wanting it too, because you know you'll never get it out of them. I know a lot of these conversations go over y'all head, and I have to remember I'm dealing with a group of girls who think that they got high standards because they turned down ice cream dates, but they smashed dudes from Tinder on the same day because he bought.
I might be wrong, but I've noticed lately that a lot of guys don't know the difference between equality and chivalry. Like, if you want equality, you shouldn't expect chivalry. Since when did these two become mutually exclusive of each other?
Yes. Chivalry and equality are mutually exclusive because an act of chivalry is something a traditional man does for a traditional woman by all means. You can't have all of that strong independent women wala mindset and then demand for conservative gender roles. That's hypocritical. Just like you can't demand for traditional values and liberal values according to your situational benefits. Also, the act of chivalry is something men automatically do for the women they admire. So if you find yourself asking for it or demanding for it, you are certainly not worth it. So take the hint and start evaluating yourself. You know, I think you should replace the letter R with the letter P in your surname to perfectly describe your opinions and thoughts. Just a suggestion.
I feel like if you're dating someone, like, the passionate matter.
So let me ask you a question, just a quick question. If a man has a history of
Does his past matter?
Yeah.
Okay, then. Is there anything else you wanted to add to that?
But I'm saying, like, I wouldn't go digging into his, like, ex-relationships.
If you were told by a friend of yours that a man you were dating had a history of, you wouldn't go digging, really?
I actually got told a lot about my current boyfriend. Like, people came up to me and were telling me things about him when we went out. And from seeing his character, like, I knew that that was just...
Okay, you didn't go poking around, though?
I didn't need to, because I didn't care about what was happening previously.
What if you were told that he had a history of kid diddling? Would you go poking around then, since you have a daughter at home?
I use my discernment on... That's why he's the person that ever met my daughter.
Do you think that they're just going to announce themselves and all their creepy vibes are just going to come out at once? Okay, well, let me just ask this very simply then. Would you allow somebody who had ever diddled a kid around your daughter?
Obviously not.
Well, then I guess their history matters, doesn't it?
If you're asking yourself, where are all the good men? According to my Instagram poll of 167,000 men, 26% are taken, 22% are single, but they just straight up don't want a relationship, which leaves approximately 50% of men that are available. Oh wait, but out of that, only 12% of men are actively dating, and 40% of men are looking to date, but they're waiting for a unicorn to come to them. I think that when women are asking where are all the good men, they're talking about that 40%. Well, ladies, the men in the 40% are the men that are working overtime instead of going out and dating. Because honestly, they would rather look at the weather app or check their crypto investments rather than ask another girl off of Hinge how her day was for 5 days in a row. They would rather go fishing with the guys or even fishing by themselves rather than spend another $200 on a first date that goes nowhere. And when these men are not at work, they're probably at the gym, playing video games, or maybe ignoring people, which is kind of understandable.
Some women are like, yo, what happened to men? Like, none of them approach us anymore. Like, and I'm not gonna go approach a man. Like, this, what the happened? Like, how are we supposed to date? They don't approach you because women have made it so difficult for guys. Where if a guy even says, wow, you're so beautiful, you look very beautiful today, they'll literally look at him and be like, ew. Who the wants to deal with this? Who? No one. That's why nobody's approaching you. Okay? No one. Like, I've seen it. It's with women just being like, ew. And it's like, yo, you could literally be like, you know what? No, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm flattered. And if they don't leave you alone, just keep it walking. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. You don't gotta be You really don't. And that's why guys don't approach women anymore. That's literally why.
I've heard foreigner men not understand why American men want women to help them pay with the bills, and they're used to leading, taking care of everything, the traditional man and all that stuff.
Yeah. So over here is a little bit different because women aren't traditional. So then the man is like, well, why should I be a traditional man? If you're not traditional, you're posting booty pics, you got an OnlyFans, but you want me to protect and provide for you and pay a bulk of the bills when you got your booty cheeks up online? Nah.
So both of y'all just not traditional.
I'm saying that this woman wasn't traditional. So then the man is already socially constructed to believe in the 50-50 mindset anyway, like women empowerment. She could do it on her own. So think about it. If the feminist movement promoted women empowerment, she can get it on her own, is not just promoting this into women, but it's promoting this to men as well, because guess what? Most men are being raised by single moms. So that single mothers instilling this into their sons. So then the sons go out saying that, oh, my mom is doing it all. So I get with a woman that's doing it all too. The feminist movement not only indoctrinated women, but it indoctrinated men as well. So that's why those men are less masculine, less assertive, and less dominant. Yeah. Okay.
If your husband feels more like your handyman than your man, we've got a problem. You don't get to withhold affection, bark orders, and treat him like he's just there to fix stuff and fund your life, then act shocked when the chemistry's off. Men crave affection just like we do, but they're quieter about it. So when he starts pulling away or shutting down, it's not because he doesn't care. It's because he's tired of feeling unwanted. You used to flirt, reach for him. Now he's lucky to get a half-hearted love you before bed. And I get it. Life is loud. But don't let tired be your personality forever. You still have to show up for your marriage. It's not about being in the mood every second. It's about being intentional. Because here's the truth. If you keep treating him like he's just there, don't be surprised when he starts acting like he's not yours. Affection isn't extra. It's essential. So don't wait till he's distant to wake up. Start showing up before it's too late.
New Orleans ladies, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have any, where are the men? And I know you're like, no, babe, that's what we're asking you. But now I'm asking you, where are they? Because I've had 3 seemingly good men respond to my call for single men in New Orleans. I don't understand. And I see some of you men looking at my videos and my profile and saving them. What are you waiting for? Send me a message. Stop being weird.
Ladies, unfortunately, this is not a location issue. This is something that is happening across the board everywhere. Because men today have listened to the message that you prefer the bear over a man, the message that you don't want to be approached in public, the message that good men are like a needle in a haystack. And unfortunately, that means that he is going to have to work very, very, very hard at convincing you that he's one of those good men. Unfortunately, that means that man is going to have an immense amount of energy to put in your direction. And honestly, in today's society where he's putting in a ton of effort just to survive, just to work a job, to build up his career, to build up his finances, that means that for a lot of these good men, dating has been pushed off to the side. It's not a priority to them. So you ask where to find these good men, they're either home, working, or just trying to avoid people.
Please don't get married thinking, well, now he's a husband, so now she's a wife, so what's a ring gonna do? In marriage, y'all, you're intertwined. Marriage. Some of y'all need to do a study on marriage. Maybe we need to do a spiritual study on marriage. Well, ain't no time and space to be like, whoa, I gotta separate myself from you because this doesn't meet my standard. Now, every time you don't hit my standard, I gotta look outside of my marriage to get somebody who meets my standard because the one I'm married to doesn't even fill the ground floor. Every deficit that they have now affects you directly. This kind of stuff needs to be handled, negotiated before you're married, the standard. So ladies, that ring not gonna change you. Matter of fact, you scare me talking about once you get it, you gonna be somebody else. How? Let's stop fighting with people on that. Let's just ask a question. Let's continue that conversation. What do you mean after you get the marriage, you gonna turn into that? How you gonna do that? How the stuff you don't do every day, you gonna start doing daily? How you plan on switching up in a significant way? Talking about different habits, different routines, different personality. How you gonna do that?
The whole men having a fear of commitment, sometimes we got to be honest. It's not a fear of commitment. It's that you're not really into that woman like that. Because you'll see situations where a man could even be in a relationship with one woman 5 years, talking about, I don't believe in marriage. Finally, they break up. 6 months later, he's engaged to somebody else. It's the fact that he did not really feel she was the one. But unfortunately, a lot of men rationalize why they still should be with this woman, give it a try, or she possesses things that he could use in the moment, so he holds on to that. Now, also, the fear of breaking up or walking away is also because men tend to have less of a support system outside their relationships. Like, women more likely have friends, have family. I speak to a lot of men who feel like, I can't leave her because I got no one else. And so they feel, I hate to use the word trapped, but they just don't feel like they can go anywhere else, but it doesn't get talked about a lot. So you'll see a lot of men who, and then if we're talking about marriage, there's the whole fear of splitting half the money, all this stuff, even though you got some dudes who ain't even got money worried about losing half the money. I'm about to say, so what's 17 divided by 2? But it's a conversation that happens over and over and over again. All that to say, I think a man has to be honest with himself about, one, do you want something serious in your life? Do you want a committed relationship? If this woman is not really it, don't waste her time. Don't waste her time.
My name is Casey and I make mostly videos for lesbians, but sometimes I answer your dating and relationship questions.
I got a question today that I'm going to do my best to answer as kindly and honestly as possible. So here's a question. I have a lot of trouble getting a woman to date. Why is it that women will talk to other women and hang out together, but they never want to do this with a man? Okay, I'm a lesbian, so we're not going to approach this from my perspective. We're going to approach this from the perspective of a straight or bisexual woman. Why would a straight or bisexual woman feel more comfortable spending time with women than spending time with a man? And the answer is, it's not all men, but it's almost always a man who will overstep a woman's boundaries, not take no for an answer, who will try to use kindness as currency, expecting something in return. And so there's a reason that women have learned that it is safer to choose a bear in the woods than a man. Don't be like those men. If you want women to want to spend time with you, don't use kindness as currency. Don't expect things in return. Just be a decent human being and respect her boundaries. Take no for an answer. And also recognize that if she doesn't want to spend time with you, that's okay too. She has agency and she should get to choose. So if you want to know why women don't want to spend time with men, it's because women have learned over time that it's not always safe. And if you want to be a man that women want to be around, do better, do differently.
Hey, hot take, especially probably as a married lady, but did you guys know that's actually 100% fine to be single? Society does this weird thing, even the most feminist of women who don't even like men, where we tend to put inherent value on people if they are taken or married, as if that just magically makes them trustworthy, stable, and honest. But it doesn't, because if simply having a partner was enough to show that you have your life all together, why are so many married people miserable and divorcing? Of course, a lot of married people are happy, but a lot of single people are happy. So why is one more of a qualifier for success? So I decided to start a new series celebrating being single, which yes, is ironic because I'm a happily married woman, but before I met my husband, I was also a happily single person. I also believe that people who are happy being single end up making better partners down the line. But I also believe that people who are happy being single make happier single people down the line too. Ultimately, whether you end up with a partner or not, you're still gonna spend a huge chunk of your life alone, so you better learn to enjoy it. So to kick off our series on why being single can be freaking awesome, I'll give you reason number 1. When you move, you can move as fast or as slow as you want. If you've never tried traveling solo, by the way, like literally going somewhere completely by yourself, could not recommend it more. It is like the best way to get over anything devastating. Breakup, loss, whatever, it will heal you. And once you get to that point that you can literally go out to a restaurant and take yourself out to eat and fully enjoy it, no one can touch you.
Ladies, where have all the good men gone? Do you want to know where they went? They have retreated to their homes. Do you want to know why? Because the good men are the ones that have put in so much effort and had women trash them for putting in the effort. They've had women take advantage of them because they want to be a gentleman, they want to open the doors, they want to pay for your dinner, and you just expect that is supposed to happen. The idea that you should have multiple men pandering after you just to see which one is the best is atrocious. And this is coming from someone who very clearly wants traditional values in a man and in a relationship. But I am not going to be ignorant to the idea that I'm going to have to contribute something to that relationship too. I am going to have to put in the effort as well. I'm going to have to be able to communicate and have conversation and be really comfortable with who I am, but at the same time understand that if I want a man to be comfortable with himself, I am going to have to allow him the ability to feel comfortable when he is in my presence. None of this, oh, well, you have to do this and you need to do that. And if you don't handle this, then I'm out. Do I have expectations? Of course I have expectations. My expectations are rooted in having morals and values and being a gentleman and understanding what that means. That means that I am not taking advantage of them just so that I can get a date.
Men are most attracted to two things, and almost nobody talks about this clearly. It is not just looks, not just personality, and definitely not just how much you do for him. The first one is simple. Someone who believes in him without constantly trying to change him. Because deep down, many men are more insecure than they will ever openly admit. When he feels like he is never enough, attraction slowly turns into pressure over time. But when someone believes in him, he starts becoming more of who he already wants to be. Support does not mean fixing him. It means trusting his growth without controlling every step. Now, the second one is what really keeps him emotionally connected long term. It is peace, not silence, but a feeling that being with you does not drain him. Not constant tension, not pressure, not emotional chaos every time something small happens. Just a space where he can breathe, think clearly, and feel accepted without always performing. Studies show men often stay where they feel calm, not where they feel constantly tested. That is why he may leave someone he loves, but stay with someone who feels peaceful. Because attraction is not just excitement, it is also how safe he feels being himself. When he has both belief and peace, he does not look for anything outside anymore. Because for him, that combination is rare, and it feels like home in a relationship.
If you are a man over 30, I'm pretty sure you have seen this before. But this was the first time I encountered it, and I was completely taken aback. I made a video saying no one will give you better advice than a man who sees you as his wife. So my friend who's in her 30s and don't typically watch my videos, somehow she watched that one. And she called me to tell me she didn't like it. Not because of the message, but because of one word, correction. She said the word correction made her feel like a child, that no man should correct her. He should advise her. Help me understand where you're coming from. What do you think correction is? And I kid you not, we spent about 20 minutes going back and forth, definitions, explanations, examples, tone, the whole shebang. And at the end of the conversation, after all of that back and forth and explanation, she still said the same thing. The message is good, just not the word. She told me I had to fix the word. And that's when it clicked. I said to her, do you realize what you just did? You manipulated the conversation. You took a message about guidance and growth, and you turned it into a debate about a word. Now the focus isn't on the merits of the message. The focus is now on how the message made you feel.
Hey, let's talk. I have been really tired lately. Super tired. And deep down I knew why, but I haven't wanted to admit it to myself. But here's me admitting it. I'm depressed again and literally on the verge of tears as we speak. I am so tired of always being so strong and trying to be positive and trying to help everyone else because I don't get it in return. I don't. Like, whenever I see someone going through something, I try to go out of my way above and beyond to make them feel heard and loved and cared for, and I don't get that. And like, I'm so tired of having the heart that I have because when I love someone, I truly love them with everything I have, and having the heart that I do does nothing but get me hurt. And I'm just tired. I'm real tired. I want someone to do for me as I do for them. And I don't know, but like I said before, I'll always show the good and the bad, and here's the bad, so yeah.
A woman will not leave a man she likes. but she will leave a man that's good to her. Let me explain. You know, people talk about avoiding this, Some people will run away from people that they really, really like or whatever. Who cares? No, that's not what who cares? Women will not leave a man that they like, but they will leave a man that's good for them and to them. So let's say in this hypothetical scenario, you're with a woman, you treat her well, you're great to her, you speak life into her. Overall, you pretty much make her happy, right? Leave because you're doing something for her that she can't do for you, and it exposes everything that's wrong with her, all of her shortcomings. Everything good that you do for her is exposing all of that, right? The kind of man that she likes is someone who doesn't expose that to her, someone that doesn't put a spotlight on her and show her everything that's wrong with her. That's why women will always go after, using this term, but like the bad boy, the man that they have to tame, right? They go after the man that they have to tame because the problem is always pointed on the man that's always wrong. Something is wrong with him. The spotlight is always on him. The magnifying glass is always on him. So they never have to stop and look at what's wrong with her. They always have to stop and look at what's wrong with him. Well, a woman will leave you for the fact that you make her happy and that you make her feel safe and loved and cared for and all that stuff. She'll leave you for those reasons because she realizes now, oh my goodness, I have to show up for this person the way they show up for me. And that makes them insecure. It makes them feel like something is wrong with them. And they have to run away from that feeling of guilt, that feeling of inadequacy. So like I said at the beginning, women won't leave a man that they like, right? But they will leave a man that's good for them.
And watching my streaming channels and eating snacks and just hanging out, helping yourself in my fridge. Drank my last beer. I had one little beer in the fridge, just one. It'd been there for, I don't know, a few days, a week, a month, who knows. But went, got in the fridge, opened that beer and told me, you're out of beer. When he had said it earlier in the day, I didn't say it. I just thought, who in the F is he talking to? I'm out of beer, like I was supposed to. I'd had all the acting polite that I could take, and I just let him have it. I said, you're rude. You don't have any dating etiquette. You don't have any house manners, and you don't. He said, well, I've got a good job, and what does that got to do with me? I got a good job too. Was that? You have a job? That's what you got to offer, fool. Do you see this beautiful home and all these pretty things in it? Guess who provides them? Me. I got a job. Get the hell out of my house. Go home. Y'all, I'm going to be single forever. I'm just sure of it. Y'all that are married, keep in mind all the good ones are married. Y'all take good care of them, okay? Congratulations. Take good care of them. But we who threw some out, we should not have thrown them out with the trash. No. We should have taken them down to the garbage incinerator and tossed them in there so that our counterparts wouldn't have to be doing this in the dating pool. I'm going to be single forever. It's a good thing I like myself. It's a good thing I enjoy my own company because I'm going to be single forever.
And y'all know, modern women, I don't know why they say, oh, I want a man that begs. I want a man that yearns. No, you don't. When a man does this type of stuff for you, you're only going to record it and put it all over TikTok. Like, oh, look how good modern women are. They're so absorbed with themselves. And so when somebody does this for them, that man's going to lose his self-respect. And you're going to gain points with some of these silly ladies who think that this stuff is cute.